Good afternoon. It's day number 317 of 365 days of awesome. Celebrate success through service. And many of you know her. I am so honored and thrilled to have her here as today's service hero. I am speaking about Jade Phoenix. Jade Phoenix, I have just been getting to know recently, and many of you too, because she has become a regular on Loren Harris's morning Bathrobe Moments show. And she was featured when there was a period of time where everybody was like, where is Loren? Not where's Waldo, but where's Loren? And Loren had a time that he took. We all need it. We all need to be able to find those moments in our life that can actually help to shape the next journey, the next part of our journey. And that's what happened. When he came back, he introduced us to this amazing, wonderful person, Jade, and she truly is a gift to us all. She's serving so many. In fact, I won't go into too many details about it, but I was just sharing with her, unbeknownst to her, but because of her, I have witnessed myself service. I actually saw a bit of a miracle happen in someone that I'm serving with within my organization, Chemo Buddies for Life. So Jade, I can't even say thank you enough and welcome.
I'm trying not to cry.
Well, let me have a moment then to say hello to everybody because we have people showing up. I'm so excited. We have Michelle Barrows. We have Spencer Rose. I hope you're healing well, my dear friend. We have Carol Brown, also known
Hi.
as Caroline Brown.
Hi, everyone.
We have Christopher Kaysen, one of the top five we
Christopher.
all know and love, Autism to
What's I love
Artism.
you.
And yes, okay, so Spencer is saying, on for real. On the for real. Okay, so good. I think that means you're doing well, right,
Yes,
Spencer
yes.
Rose? So welcome, Jade. I am so excited you're here.
I'm so excited to be in your presence. You are beautiful and I mean that on a very spiritual level. You are so beautiful.
Thank you. You're, before we went live, we were having a chance to visit, and it was like almost both of us were starting to get like, okay, there could be some, tears starting, but they're all good. It's all that
Yes.
good, wonderful, loving energy that takes place in this world, and there's so much of it, but we don't always get to see it, or is it
Right.
always there? That's the question that possibly you might even be able to help. Why don't you introduce yourself? Because you have been helping people recently,
Mm-hmm.
and you have even been deciding, and I think you have decided to become a part of a second season, wink, wink, and we'll talk about that, with what it is your gift is. So
Yeah.
you were telling me that you kind of came to up with some words and like a way to describe it. Why don't you share that?
Yes, I first of all, hi everyone, and I love you so much for all of you who are tuning in. I always appreciate that, and I want to take time to always do that. My name is Jade Phoenix, and I am a spiritual alchemist, and I transform lives through spiritual alchemy. I allow people to, well, I don't even want to say that. What I want to say is I am an experience, and I hope that when people come to me and come with me and experience me, they experience God. Because sometimes I feel like a lot of people get so wrapped up in the traditions and doctrines and scriptures and going to church that they forget that you got to experience God. And I try to give that to people and through that transform their lives and heal. And yeah, healing. That's a big part of what I do too. Healing and transformation. Big time.
How important is that? And I just noticed as you were talking, the tree behind you, and all of a sudden, what flooded back to me was in the next Impactor, of which we'll talk about that in a few moments. But you were actually there that evening,
Yes.
and when they were showing the awards for the two videos that because of the challenges that we had with the twists and turns of the gamified the next Impactor, there was one week in particular that ended up when the two of the people from that week ended up winning an award, a special award for it. And it just so happens it was the week that I produced the video also, and it had to do with
Beautiful.
trees. And to me, trees are like so incredibly important. You know, the tree of life, the family tree, just the root system, and then
We are
and
such
then
kinder spirits. I
yeah.
love trees.
Oh well, there you go. Oh my goodness. Oh yes,
I
in fact,
talk to
with
trees. I told you I was a modern day Pocahontas. Like, come on. Like, she talked to the tree, and that's me. Seriously. Like, I really talk to trees. Like, I really, really do. I go and talk to them. I learned so much from them, and it was so weird when they actually talk back. So they are alive. They talk
yes.
back. It's real. So when you say you love trees, this is why we're here, because we are definitely on the same frequency. We are. We are. And if you catch me, you will find me, like, even in my apartment, I have these majesty palms, like those. Are those real back there?
No, they're not real. Okay,
Mine
yeah.
are. Mine are. They're huge. And I
Well,
and I didn't even realize it, that I was attracting. I needed trees in my house to help me through the winter.
right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I always had live trees and plants and everything until I started having multiple amount of children, and then I was a single mom for a number and most of that time,
Me too.
and um, we had special needs in there, and then we had
Okay.
dogs, and we had because of the special needs and everything, and
Hmm.
some greenery, let's just say, is not always edible, and that was one of the things that I was just a little worried about, is that one of them starting to munch on something that they shouldn't be munching on. So
Got you.
I just said, okay, I wasn't going to give up the idea of trees. And it was, I'm a little older, wink, wink, guys, than some, and so it was like the day of the silk trees that looked halfway decent. So I had silk trees everywhere, and I don't have many of them left anymore because the generations now I can have real stuff again. I had these I had these, and they were kind of like the holdovers because it was hard for me to let them go,
Yes.
and then I realized, okay, I needed some filler, and I needed something that didn't have words because they come out backwards, right? And my name in Hebrew means palm tree.
Are you serious? That's amazing. I wish I. That's amazing. We are
So
totally kindred spirits.
Tamara between the two palm trees. It's
Beautiful. And you know what? And I believe that's why our personalities are so bubbly. Like, we like trees, and I'm out here. Like, I am out here with these trees. I'm telling you. And my favorite one is the willow trees, the weeping willows, the ones with, like,
oh yeah.
I am so connected to those trees. It is ridiculous, and I know it would sound weird to people, but these are my gurus. These are my teachers. And trees they've been around a long time. They've seen a lot of things, and if you listen to them, they will tell you things. I can't say everyone, because my kids, they struggle with it. They struggle with it. They're better. I will make them go out there and ground and talk to trees and stuff like that. One of them actually had a breakthrough. The other one was like, "Mom, it's a tree. Seriously, come on." You know what I mean? Like, I can't,
Oh, I
I'm
do.
like,
I have a few
like,
of those kind of kids. They would be like, "Can I just talk to your daughters, or your kids, because I could tell you a thing or two about my mom and what she made us do."
exactly. But they appreciate so much about it now as they go out in their life, and they see how other children their age are, and the things that don't really matter, and the things, like, I teach them these things, and it sound crazy, but when they get out there and they see how people are so concerned with things that don't matter, I think at the end of the day, the seeds are planted, and they can't do anything about it. I'm in your brain. I'm in your DNA. You can't get away
Well,
from me.
okay, I know we could keep going on with this, but I mean, I love it that science backs up a lot of this, because
It
in
does.
alchemy, when you talk about alchemy, and we'll go into that because I mean, one of my favorite books is The Alchemist, and
Oh,
I love
really?
it.
Me
Yeah,
too.
and the whole idea that trees actually tell us how old they are. They do talk to us. they
They talk
they
all the
tell
time.
us so much. They can tell us the history that they've seen. They
Yes.
you know
You
and
understand.
and when you start looking at that, guys, how can you deny something bigger than us, right?
Wow. And let me tell you recently what happened to me, and it freaked me out. And my friend,
Okay, I'm sorry. This just made me laugh. I have to share it with you right now. Currently, our dear Christopher is growing a money tree.
you know what, Chris? That is the best idea ever. And when you grow the money on that tree, please, please give me the seeds.
Yeah, there you go. He's like, okay, yeah. Okay, because I told you we have fun here, and I just had to,
I love that, and me too. And because
uh,
that's I'm not so serious. And I do have two cards for the people that are here that the messages came up. I do want to say that I always try to give a little treat because that's
yes,
just me.
I
And I
love it.
always thank you. I always ask,
I
but
love you. So let's just keep going. Okay,
yeah.
so go
So I was me and my friend Michelle Farrells. We was out walking at I want to say 5 o'clock in the morning because that's when it's like really dark and you see life so differently at night. If you're not afraid, you can't be afraid of the dark or like the creepy things. But I was out there and the trees looked so different and they came alive in such a way. I've seen trees come alive energetically before when I'm in that dimension. It's rare because I can't be like that all the time because I would never be able to be a normal person if all the
right,
time
right.
I was
Yeah,
just
no,
seeing things
right,
like that.
right,
But when I'm getting level up and spiritually advanced, they come alive and it'd be like the weirdest thing because at this time it was at night. The first time it was in the daytime, which was better because it looked more fun. At
yeah,
nighttime, it didn't look scary because I'm not like scared. I'm not a scary person when it comes to spiritual matters. But I mean, it was levels to these trees. They are it's so they're level. It's like first it's like layers and layers. And so as I'm walking and I'm getting to know all of them, and I spoke to one of them energetically, like in my mind telepathically, because that's how they talk.
right, right. Their
I said
energy.
hi. And it gave me the deepest high back. And I said, okay, this is a bit much. I need to process this. Because, as much as I do this all the time, the
Mm-hmm.
spirit world still shocks me. I never get, they keep shocking me. I mean, I feel like for real, I am in a freaking movie. Like,
I was
I'm like,
thinking of the Wizard of Oz. I was looking for my Wizard of Oz book I usually have right here, but I
it
must have
talked
moved
that.
it because I was thinking of the Wizard of Oz, how the Wizard of Oz trees come alive,
It
right?
knew it knew that it was shocking me though. It thought it was funny. It knew it. It felt that I really didn't think it was gonna speak back. It knew that. Like it knew. And it was like, hello, in this very deep masculine voice. And I was like, Michelle, it actually spoke back. That happened to me. Seriously, maybe I lose track of time all the time because so many things happen to me. But like I want to say 2-3 weeks ago, something like that. It wasn't a whole conversation, but it was enough to shock all of my senses. So it's real.
Wow.
Yeah. Butterflies.
Wow.
And the other day, a butterfly landed on me just to say hi and left. Right? All the time. They just,
Oh yeah.
when you are in that universal language and your energy speaks to animals and they know it's the same thing babies do. Babies, kids, animals, they know energy. They may not speak the same language,
Right.
but even if I go to another country, love is a universal language.
Oh yeah.
Energy is a universal language. So even if you can talk to somebody with your mouth closed, if you are connected, you can. Yes.
Right.
Oh, see, yeah. Yes, I just love you, Tara.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I have to say. I'm ready for Halloween in September because of one of your lives that you did with Loren because of the spiders. You know, I have
Love them.
going in coming into my patio, my entrance to my house, I have wrought iron work, right? And there's some spiders that have decided to show up and be a part of the wrought iron work. In the past, quite honestly, I wasn't letting them stay there. I really wasn't. And I have let them stay there. And now I'm looking out there and I'm like, okay, I'm just about ready for Halloween. You know, it's like, okay.
Mhm. It's funny that you said it. I'm moving, and so I just evicted two of my roommates of the spiders. And but you know what? I did it gently. I was like he was having. I just know that it just shocked him. But they are so perseverant. He had been there for a while, and I knew that if I left him there, they was gonna kill him, and
Right, right, yeah.
they were gonna kill him. So I did what I knew was right to do and just let him live and just. But I know his little
Rehomed
world
them.
was shocked up. I know he
Mm-hmm.
felt like, what the heck? What just happened? I was 1 minute and then out the door he was. And I felt his energy. I felt the shock. I
Yeah,
said, well, he just went through something real quick, but he'll be all right. I mean, he
right.
has set up shop. I mean, an elaborate web full of other spiders, other lives. And he had been there for a couple months. We had been roommates. So,
Yeah, I got them. They're like because I love to decorate for holidays. So let's keep going. You felt inspired
mhm.
to like it was a calling, like you were being called to go to the next impactor. Tell us about that because I think that that's very interesting in that many of us get these feelings, you know,
Everybody does.
and yet sometimes we don't, or some people don't necessarily listen to them.
Hardly anybody does. And that's really why I feel like I'm born at this time, because I feel like that voice speaks in whispers. And it doesn't yell,
Yeah,
it doesn't do
yeah,
all
yeah.
that. It's a soft, gentle whisper. And then, soon as that
Mm-hmm.
happens, the mind kicks in and just tells you all the logical things as to why that is so stupid, why you should not do that. How many times have you done this and this didn't work out? It just gives, and the list goes on. And before you know it, you didn't talk yourself out of a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So what
I
happened
do. I
was,
actually do know. I
yes,
do
like
know.
you,
I do
you.
know.
So what happened was, I was Misty Lane, the most amazing person in the
Yes,
world, invited me
she
to her
is.
table. And mind you, again, I personally thought I was going to some type of banquet and I was going to see a bunch of people getting awarded for whatever. I knew the name. I kept mistaking it for the Power of We. I was like, the Power. I'm like, no, that's not it. I think it's something called the Next Impactor. I had no idea, right? And everything. And at that time, I was in court. I was trying to get up fees for this, fees for that. It was just a lot of things. And she was like, and $135 was a lot of money for me at the time. And the spirit was like, don't worry about it. Pay the money. And so she waited, she waited, she waited. She never hassled me for the money. She never said anything. I think about a week or so before, she was like, it's coming down to it. You still have a seat. Do you really want to, you want to pay this money? I said, if you give me to this day, I will give you the money plus some extra money just for being so kind, so patient. Thank you so much. I told her my situation and she was so nice to me. She was like, girl, do not worry about that. Do not, don't worry, pay the money, come. I paid the money. I was like, oh my, I didn't even know what black tie was. I said, okay, I do not want to be the girl that show up to black tie. I'm like, what is black tie? She wasn't responding as quickly, but Loren came through and was like, come red carpet ready, come red carpet sharp or whatever. So I asked the universe, I said, universe, I need about $500 to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that I look exactly the way I want to present myself. I want to go there looking like Jay Phoenix is whatever. And so people, when they see me, they're going to know that I am serious, right? I won in lottery that day. I'm going to say the next day, a total of $740. I only asked for five. I won $740. So in that, I was able not only to get everything that I wanted, but I was actually able to do some extra fun stuff that I wanted. Okay. So
Good for you.
I know. And so I get there and I'm so excited. I meditate, I do all these things and God, and I knew that this was going to be a life-changing experience. I felt it in my stomach. And I was like, okay, I don't know what this is, but I know I'm going to meet the most amazing people because at this point, it's just all about preparation meeting the opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Preparation
Yeah.
meeting the opportunity. Thank you, Misty. I love you so much. And she
Me
said, and she,
too.
and thank you everybody and Ray and Garner. I love you. Thank you so much for she's so supportive. I so appreciate everybody. But anyway, I that morning I woke up at 3 a.m., cleansed my body, cleansed my spirit, got up with spirit and meditated heavily, listened to my things. And I get there and I mean at 9 o'clock, absolutely mind blown by the energy of the people, the love of the people, the vibration of the people. Because you gotta understand, I've been under a rock for 5 or 6 years. So I've been working on my vibration to find my new clan. I didn't know what I was going to. So when I came, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, they're teaching about branding, mark, everything that I just do not know anything about is all in one room, basically for free. Because if you ask me $150 or $130 for what I received that day,
Oh
I
yeah.
feel like
For
that is pennies. You know what I mean? Like pennies.
hmm
And then the actual banquet, I was absolutely blown away. I had no idea. I go there, it's broad networks there. You know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
I knew nothing about the $500,000 prize. I knew nothing at the time. I didn't even know you. I We went and searched all your videos. I mean, I was the complete newcomer with new eyes. So I really seen what everybody looked like without the biases of seeing the background. So whatever you showed up, whatever I seen that day is exactly what everybody looked like. Everybody was beautifully clothed in spiritual greatness. I can
hmm
believe that I had been so blessed and so lucky. That's all I can say. I was so humble with gratitude for that many beautiful souls in one room. And that shows the power of love and high vibrations. And I was so grateful. And again, no knowledge of you, no knowledge of what Misty does, no knowledge. The only person I really knew there was Loren
Right.
and my friend Jeff. That's it. Everyone else I hadn't met yet because I heard of some people because they watched my shows that I did with Loren, but
hmm
I didn't know anybody. I met so many people for the first time, and I'm so grateful for that and for this opportunity. Even this opportunity being with you, I take nothing for granted. Nothing.
Well, here's Lauren and Jeff there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Lauren Harris and Jeff Levin, the two founders of the Next Impactor. And so if anybody doesn't know who she's talking about, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren is on the, let's see, as you're looking at it, on the right, and then Jeff is on the left in this suit. And Lauren has a sports coat.
Mm-hmm.
So, so you have had an amazing year so far, haven't you? Because
I
like
have.
you said, you've been living kind of like your gifts were somewhat, you said, under a rock. And it's interesting how you again used something of the earth,
Yeah,
rock,
you're right.
because
Right.
you're Pocahontas, right? And so it
Mm-hmm.
would be under a rock rather than under a bushel or something, um, and or under a bed, yeah, under a rock. Okay, so it's been under a rock, and just this spring, you decided to really start
I was
bringing
pushed.
yourself out,
I
right?
was pushed. I
How
was
how were you pushed?
Well, I have a relationship with the universe, so I don't need to be squeezed out like a lot of people. I know when to push. I go with the flow of life. I have learned to not push against because change is gonna happen. Change is gonna happen. Oh, thank you, Rayanne. I love you. Um,
Yeah, so do I.
um, I learned to if you go with the flow of what a universe is pushing you, you don't have to go through so many obstacles. We put more obstacles in our way when we go against the current. If
Oh
change is
yes.
upon you, change is upon you. So you might as
Yeah.
well just go willingly instead of being pushed. Who wants to get pushed off the cliff when you can just jump? Just jump. And you know what? It's just better for everyone that way if you go on your own terms versus when the universe makes you go. So when I say I was forced, I mean it in a lovingly way because you always get the warnings. Everybody here can say they
Yeah.
got warned when they know they were supposed to do something and they didn't. And guess what happened? You had to do it anyway, except you had to go through some more unnecessary trials for what?
Yeah.
Just go.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Just go.
Yeah.
And so I had to. So I was scared. I was scared to talk to people. I was scared to show my face, uh, and be the face of psychic stuff because it's so devilish. You know. Oh, oh my God. I am. You know what I mean? Jehovah's Witness and Christians tried to save me. I, I've learned. I said, I must look like I need to be saved. So what I have learned to do is go with the cycles. I understand I'm going to go come up against some opposition, but I've learned that mediocre minds or closed-minded people are always going to attack greatness because they don't understand it. They don't understand it. So I had to just be unapologetically who God made me to be. If God gave me these gifts, yes. If God gave me these gifts, it's not for me. And one time I got a message from someone else, a light worker, and was like, when we hoard our gifts, we're actually being selfish because what makes you think that your gift was for you? You
Right.
know, what
Right.
makes you think like here it is, I'm getting all this good stuff from the universe, loving up on the universe. We having this awesome connection and I'm keeping it all for myself. All my tarot readings were for me or my friend, just my. And when I got convicted on that, I started doing these little chirp podcasts. And because I was too scared to show my face.
Okay.
Look, just go or you will be smacked out. Exactly, exactly. You most definitely will, and it's no fun. So I started doing the chirps, and that was God showing me how to put a powerful message in maybe 1 or 2 minutes. That was my first lesson, and that happened in January. Then March 20th come. No, I'm sorry, March 18th come. And my friend Jeff's like, you should reach out to Loren and ask him to be on your show. I'm like, what the hell do I tell him I am? What am I supposed to? You're a candle come like this is me again going with what the world these labels, right? I said, okay, I'm a light worker. That's really what I am. I'm a light worker, so I'm gonna go. And Loren didn't even know what that was, and he put me on a show. I didn't even know what bathrobe moments were. Never watched the show. Again, I'm
Yeah.
always being orchestrated in these places because I don't watch TV. I don't really be on the internet like that. I had to unplug away from everything. And when I got on Bathrobe Moments on March 20th, that was the first time I had ever shared with publicly what I do in private.
That that blows my talk about, blow your mind because like I said in the very beginning, your recent bathrobe moments and when you shared and you didn't share, you were starting to, and then I think we got off subject, so I'll let you share what it was that you have for a couple of people that are watching. But when you shared before this on this last one, you actually helped in a huge way
That's
uh,
good.
someone, and which then that person, it translated into helping the nonprofit I represent in a huge way. And and then you
It
think about that,
trickles.
and which
Yes.
will then keep being a domino effect because of all the people we serve. So when we were talking before we went live, and it was like, what your gifts are and what you are doing, you may not always get to see the results
And I'm
of
okay
the
with that.
work that you're doing.
And I'm okay.
However,
Mm-hmm.
when you think about even that one person hearing that message that made such a big difference, that possibly is going to at some point affect the whole world from that one moment.
And that's what my message is. That's what I'm trying to bring to the impactor is we are all connected. I understood that from nature. So when I'm helping you be the best person, we're helping everybody is affected by that. Your changes, that woman that changed that day, she put some beautiful energy into the collective that affected somebody else, and then that affected me and you and everybody on that frequency. Everyone is connected. So even the
Hmm.
fallen evil person is still a part of us. There is no, I love you too. I love you, Greta. There is nobody that is not connected. And that is the ultimate truth. So when one of us are down, we're all down, and we got to understand that. So when I'm doing what I'm doing, it's because I have a universal understanding of how connected we are. And nature showed me that.
Hmm.
Nature, the moon, the sun, the stars, we are made up of everything that is. And
Hmm.
and when I say I love you, I can truly mean that from a universal standpoint. That is me. That's how I feel all the time.
I love
that is
it.
that is literally me in energetic term. And you see how everything is connected. That is how I see you. That's how I see everybody on this podcast today. That's how I see the trees. That's how I even see the rapist in jail. At the end of the day, he is still a part of us. And when we choose to isolate, ostracize, and put down people, we are now. I miss. Oh, thank you. I love her so much.
I know.
when when you know that you're connected with everybody, you can no longer see anybody as an enemy, just somebody that's not on your frequency. So you don't pay
Right,
attention to them. You don't
right.
pay attention to them. You just try to get the people that want to be better, that can feel you. You know what I mean? Because we're all in this together. We're all in this dimension together at this time, and we all need each other. We all do.
Absolutely.
And that's the
Absolutely.
message that I'm bringing. And that's why there is really no winner or loser to the competition, because I
Right.
know whoever wins, we all win. There's always going to be a celebration. You cannot,
Exactly.
you know what I
Exactly.
mean? I'm
Oh yeah.
connected. I'm connected to everyone. I love everyone for real, universally. Even the person that hurts me the most, I know that they're just my teacher. And then
Hmm.
ultimately, I wind up thanking them in some message later. Like, I want to thank you for when you did that to me. You actually taught me something about myself.
Yes,
Yes,
we
we
are.
are made. Exactly. And everything is made up. Even I was listening to this book, and it's about Seth Speaks, and he talked about how even the nail in the wall has a certain level of consciousness. So you know what I've been doing for the last week? I've been talking to nails, bricks, tubs. I've been really, it's been deep with me. I've been really, because I'm like, oh, it is alive because it's here. You know, of
Right.
course it has to be made up of energy.
Right. Right.
It's
Right.
deep. Is and
Oh
so
yeah, it
that's
is
my
deep. I mean, the thing that gets me, I still get like when you start really thinking about the things that we think are solid, and they're really
they're
not
not.
so solid, and
Mm-mm.
it's and that's where your mind and your spirit, and you have to be able to believe. It's so much of that faith and that belief, and then get to that knowledge part, but you have to start somewhere. It's baby steps.
God has made me literally a vessel of faith in motion. When people look at me, I am faith. I am what walking faith looks like, because my life does not make sense. I cannot on paper show you how in the world I live the lifestyle that I live. I couldn't show you that on paper. But I had to be okay for being the spokesperson of saying to people that when you trust in the universal energy, miracles will happen. They have to happen. They
Right.
will happen. It is the law. I don't care
Hmm.
what you believe in. And I'm gonna tell people right now, I have, if anyone know what ayahuasca is, it is a healing medicine from the Native American ancestry. You know about it?
I know of it in concept. I know others that have experienced it and some that
Okay.
have experienced it a lot. And
I've
I've
done
heard,
it. I've done it at least 15, 20 times.
okay.
So my third eye, and when I go home, and I used to get homesick. I would get homesick, but God, the universal energy had to stop me because it knew that I wouldn't want to be here. Did you know? No, we did not.
But we talked
It
about
sounds
it
like we
before we
got
went
some
live.
patterns
That's why I
going
had to
on.
share it. Lauren, we did. We talked about that. It's like, you know,
No,
um,
no, we
yeah.
did not.
No,
But
we didn't. Well, maybe the spirit thing did. You never
my
know.
third eye has always been open, but when I experienced the spiritual world, I knew that I was home. But God had to really allow me to go home sometimes so that I can unplug, but I have to still be here. I have to be grounded because I wouldn't help nobody. I used to cry in ayahuasca, and Mother Ayahuasca, the spirit used to have to tell me, just like the trees, you chose this path. You chose to come here and do this. You're not a victim. Because I used to be like, well, I don't want to be here. I want to go home. Like death is not death to me. When you really know about
Right.
the trend, I know about these things in such a fundamental way, a really deep understanding of it. And so my job here is to help people understand that this don't take life so seriously. You are always, 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 always connected to spirit. The only time that you're not is when you choose to turn off the dial, because they're ready when you are. They are ready. As soon as you decide you want to, everybody who has ever turned their life over to spirit always be like, soon as I did, my life miraculously changed
Mm-hmm.
every time. And it will
Mm-hmm.
never change. And I love what Loren always say, the truth is the truth. It can
Right.
never be, it can never be altered. It can never be changed. And that is so, it's sound.
Okay, so he wants you to talk about going into our basement.
Okay, it's so funny because it's been a theme. It's been a theme for me, for everybody's life. Going into the basement is those I say the basement because when everybody was little, everybody was scared to go into the basement because it's dark. It's kind of scary. It's where people just put stuff and it's shadowy, and it's all the creepy things come out seems to be in the basement. But the basement is the most beautiful place to grow, because in the basement you can get very friendly with your darkness. And once you become friendly and love your darkness, that's really when change truly happens. It's when we deny what's in our basement. Nobody wants to go in the basement, and depending on how much stuff you got down there, you don't even want to clean it out. You don't. But the basement is your foundation. It is the work. It is the foundation to your mind. You have to go in there and see what you truly, truly look like. And that's what my spiritual alchemy message is go in your basement and let's go find out, where are your core beliefs from childhood? Where are your core traumas? Where is the core of you, and what is blocking you from, because this card abundance came up for the collective reading today, abundance and divine wisdom. And the abundance card, and I feel like the abundance card talks about the basement in such a way too, because a lot of people, and not just everybody, has had unless you were born rich, unless you were born with parents with money, unless you came from money, you have some issues where you think you have to do stuff for money, and or you have to do something for God's grace, or you have to be good for God to love you, or you have to be this person in order to be accepted and be holy and enlightened. And it's a bunch of bullcrap, and I'm here to bust that wide open. I'm here to shake that belief open. In the basement is where your traumas are. The basement is where those dark thoughts of you telling yourself you're not good enough,
Okay.
you're not
Right.
pretty, you'll
Okay.
never make it. That basement is where maybe a lot of people got molested, sexually
Right.
abused, rapes,
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
abortions, right?
Right. Right. I'm thinking, and that translates for people on the West Coast that don't have basements, maybe are attics,
Attic. That's a good
or
one.
maybe even a garage or a storage unit, something where
You just
it's
put it, yep, you put it away
that,
from
or
it, you
even a
hide.
closet, a locked closet, because
Yes.
a lot of people, they're like, basement. My kids, they took them a while to understand what a basement was. Because it's and so what you're sharing here is basically those locked places in ourselves that we put things away, and then we push them in there, and then we start the closet at some time wasn't very full, but then you keep putting stuff in there, and then you're like
And stuff
pushing it, and
starts
then
to
you're
fall out.
padlocking in it, and then
And
yeah,
stuff starts to fall out. And it's
right,
unfortunate because the stuff that falls out are never the core issue. It's
right,
it never is. It's never the core issues. It will show up. Just say you have certain daddy issues. It will show up in a partner treating you a certain type of way, and that partner, it will you will blame that partner until you get another one with that, and they look different. They got a different job, different face, different everything looks different until the core issues of how you being treated is the same.
right,
And
right,
so then, instead of going to that surface level of saying, this partner treat me like this, I'm going to go and get someone else because I deserve to get better. No, go to the basement and figure out what about you is
right,
attracting that
exactly,
in that partner, and learn from that teacher instead of getting another teacher with the same lesson. Why do
right,
that? Why? When people come to me with relationship problems, I immediately say, I'm not going to ever tell you to leave that person. You know why? Because you're just going to go and get another one just
right,
like him.
right,
It's not going to, I
right,
would rather you stay with the jerk, or with the person that's a little loose out here, or whatever they're doing to you that you feel is so bad. Stay there until you figure out what's wrong with you, not
mm-hmm,
that person.
right,
Because the universe only shows us an exact mirror image of our basement every time.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
You're not getting who you think you are, you're getting your basement. That's what you're getting.
Ground zero. Hashtag ground zero is what he's
Yes, I'm
putting
gonna use
here.
that, Loren. That's gonna be. Oh, look at a hashtag I just put out to the universe. I need some good hashtags, and it came. I am literally manifesting everything that I want without any work. Any work. All I gotta do is put it out there, and the universe does it for me. Lauren, thank you. Hashtag ground zero. I'm using that, okay? And I'm gonna say it was started on Tamara's show.
I love it. So you just recently, I know that Loren, for second season, he didn't have this for first season because we were first season. Oh,
You were the
let me
guinea
just
pig.
recognize someone here that's just joined us, and that is Helene. Helene is
Hi.
one of our chemo buddies for life. She's one of
Hi,
my
Helene.
chemo
I just want to
buddies,
tell you I
actually.
love you so much. I don't know you, and I don't have to because you're here and you are loved.
Yes, yes, you are loved,
You are
and
loved.
that's a really big deal for her because she's had a really tough week, and that
God loves you.
happens.
Don't worry about it. God loves you. You are here. And as long as you can open up your eyes and know that you got life in your body, you are okay. You are okay
Yes,
and you are loved. Because if when your time is not up, never stop loving yourself. Love
right.
yourself. And I promise you, love will always show up when it starts with you. And some told me just to send her so much love. Look at that. Something
Well,
told me to do that.
you know
You
what,
are
and there's a
here.
reason why I don't think she'll mind because she's been saying it out there. She just lost her sister 2 or 3 days ago.
Sue me, Lauren. It's okay. I'm gonna have the money.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, she said that I can tell you what's going on. Yeah, she just lost her sister.
Okay.
And unex.
She just transitioned. That's all. You didn't lose
Yeah,
anything. They're alive. I am the person that needs to tell people do not die. She's probably right there with you right now.
yeah.
I am serious. Like they never die. Especially
Mhm.
they are not dead. They're not. I don't
No,
even like that word. I don't even
yeah.
like that word. I don't. I feel like dead should be scratched out because the trees seemingly die every winter, but are they really dead? The grass seemingly die every winter, but are they really dead? I
Yeah,
see animals die all the time, and I think to myself, I see another one look just like them. They're not dead.
yeah.
Sending you so much love. Yes, you too, Rayanne. Seriously, they're not
Yes,
dead. Let me tell you,
yes,
your sister just it was just her time. That and
yeah,
one thing you got to know is everyone meets that fate.
yeah,
Everyone. That is the
yeah,
only thing that we can be certain about. That we
yeah.
all go down that road. Please do not think that your sister is dead. Please do not think that your sister is not with you right now. And she
Yeah.
wants you to know that I talk to seemingly dead people all the time, and they're not. They're very much
Yeah.
alive and they have
Mhm.
personalities. They make jokes.
Yeah,
You know what I
they
mean? Like
do.
they are
Oh
not.
yeah.
It's and people think it's like really crazy, but if you really think about it, the stuff in movies and stuff they have turned paranormal activity into something scary when it's actually
Mhm.
normal. Yes, your heart is hurting, and that's the part that you need to heal. And when you're grieving like that, you're blocking your heart chakra. So just know that it is important for you to heal, cry, and then let her go and talk to her. Talk to her. She hears you. You may not be able to hear her, and just oh yes, me too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, joy.
Just
Yeah.
ask her to come to you in your dreams. Make yourself open so that you can get closure. Because a lot of times people don't get that closure. If you open yourself up and you ask your sister to reveal herself, and you will be surprised at what they do. They might, you might smell her perfume, or she might show up in a you might be thinking about, she might play you a song that maybe only you and her knew, or she might show up in a dream. Whatever you can feel, or what won't scare the living bejesus out of you, they'll do that. They'll
Right.
say,
Right.
and
Right.
her story is still alive. Absolutely. So please celebrate your sister's life
And
with happiness and positivity. I cannot right now. Yes, and she lost her win. When did you lose your sister? When did she
she just
lose?
lost her a few days ago, and it was unexpected. It was an
Oh, okay.
unexpected, completely unexpected.
What, car
And
accident or like?
no, it was she ended up having to go in for a small procedure, and she ended up getting an overall really bad infection that took her and real quickly, and she lived with her sister. And so
Oh, it's gonna be tough. But you're gonna get through this, Helene. Like, just know that what I'm telling you is the truth, and just take it and hold it in your heart. That doesn't mean that you gotta like go and be superwoman, because that's not being honest. Because if you don't deal with your feelings, she's going follow your passion, practice self-care, activity, your sisters with you in spirit. Beautiful, exactly. Just know that, if you lie to yourself and say I'm better, that's going to go to your basement, and then it's going to resurface. So I would rather you heal. I would rather you cry. I would rather you do what you need to do. Tear it up, scream at a pillow, tell God you're mad, gotta be fine. No, do what you
yeah,
gotta do.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
do what you need to do to come to peace, and don't let nobody tell you how long that can take. That may take you some time, and that's okay. Be true to
Thank you.
yourself.
Thank you for sharing this, because one of the things about the nonprofit that I work with Chemo Buddies for Life, we're dealing with this subject nearly every day.
Hmm.
And we support the support people, so those people that are left behind.
Yes.
And and every day I'm getting new calls about people that are going into hospice, and some are ready and some are not ready for all of this. And so thank you for sharing all of this,
And I have
everyone.
a, I have another thing to share. Another
Okay.
tool in my belt. My stepfather had stage 4 cancer, and he came to. I took him in, and what I did was, I know what I know about the body. I know what I know about spiritual healing, and I know where a lot of cancers and stuff come from. And what
Yeah.
I did was, I took him off of chemo. I took him off the medicine. I got him away from the doctors, and I took him in little Jade experience. This is before I knew Loren Harris. This is a year before Jay Phoenix was Jay Phoenix. Okay, I was doing
Hmm.
stuff like this. And for 4 months, I said, if you trust me, I know what I'm doing. I will help you heal. And what I did was, I put him on a completely plant-based diet. I made him get up with me 6 o'clock in the morning and meditate and learn spiritual laws every day. And then I made him work out, and I made him be grateful every day. And I put him in complete remission from a 6-month death sentence in 4 months. Oh, that's my daughter teaching her how to meditate this morning.
Yeah, I
Well,
just wanted
I
to
wasn't
show
teaching
this
her this
because I
morning,
was
but
just thinking it's
I showed the world what I
generational.
do. I showed the world what I do with my kids, and I've been more open about what I do, and this is my life. And so yeah, I put him in stage 4. I put him from stage 4, where he was told he had 6 months to live, and I put him completely in remission. The doctors were so shocked. They were trying to ask me, what did you do? They were trying. I was like, you guys. They was kind of intimidated for finding a real worker of the life. Thank you so much, Loren. And I did that. I truly did that before I was even on showing people or telling people. God has put me in these weird situations where I've done a lot of things that I don't televise, but I definitely put him in a remission. But he believed in me and he trusted me, and I appreciate him for that. And when I tell people, hey, if you be grateful and you speak healing and you eat right, you give yourself that, I promise you, miracles will take place. It's all about here and here. Like, you gotta believe, you gotta have faith, and you gotta be strong, because those eating habits are real.
Mhm.
Some people don't.
Oh,
Some people don't
shoot.
want to, like, if you, and I'm not saying forever, but man, put the meat there. Get away from anything with a karmic anything on it. If it had a mama, a daddy, eyes, feet, a consciousness, don't eat it when you're sick. Why? Because it's not good. You only plants will heal you. They will heal you, and your mind telling you meditation and speaking gratitude, speaking your healing. I'm telling you, I did it. I can say that I truly have that on my resume.
I love it. I love it. So, as we start to get, I mean, we've got so much engagement going on, and everybody's talking to each other and everybody's supporting each other, which I love. That's what this is all about here at Service
Yes.
Heroes, because Service Heroes is all about that we all have a service hero inside of us. We
Yes.
all have that spirit, that small voice, like you were saying, that whisper, that oftentimes we think, oh, I should open that door, but I've got all this stuff in my hands, or I should smile at this person, but they're going to think something about it, or and that's that small whisper, and then immediately the brain
But it's
kicking
hard
in.
to hear the whisper when you don't know your basement. You don't know
Oh,
what's whispering.
right. Yes, yes.
You don't know what to listen to, because the basement whispering too. The basement, as a matter of fact, no, I lied. The basement yelling. You hear it yells.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
no,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no, no. That is dumb. It's gonna remind
Yeah,
you
yeah, that's
all
the
the.
yeah, yeah, that's the voice. That's the voice that we're used to listening to, because that's the voice we've been that's the one I don't want to say it's comfortable to listen to, but it's accepted to listen to. But you
It's what you're
hear
programmed to listen to. Everything that is in your basement has come from your childhood experiences. Every time I see people running into, whether it be money problems, problems in their marriage, their personal life, it doesn't matter. It all stems from certain things that come from childhood, and I call it the basement. And
okay,
nobody wants to go there. Nobody wants to do that work, because it's ugly down there. And I made a post of, people think healing is like this with these trees all the time. No, healing, you might have some snot running down your nose, you're crying, you're ashamed, you're embarrassed. It is all of the things that you don't want to face. But you know what, when after your head stop hurting, after you wipe the snot, after you get yourself together, guess what, you feel 1,000 times better. And now we can start the process of healing. But you got to go down to the basement. There is no shortcut. Nobody gets to skip over the basement. It's your basement. Now, as much as you ignore it, is how piled up it's going to be. That's going to be on your, or before, depending on your belief system. Exactly. Depending on your belief system, is like, I'm the type of person where it's easy for me to go to these levels, but I feel like I was built for it because of my purpose.
right.
So I was supposed to be fluently going into my basement and realizing that I can't expect other people to just go into their basement the way I do. Some people actually really do need a messenger and a help. I guess, and I used to really be jealous of people that had mentors. I used to be jealous of people that had coaches. I used to be like, God, you ain't give me nobody. You ain't give me a mama, a daddy, a family. You ain't give me nobody. And you just left me here and you want me to figure this out. No, because God wanted to show me what truly it is like to just be you and God. No preacher, nobody telling you what the scriptures mean, nobody doing all that for you, but you going into your spirit and listening to your own inner voice, because your journey is just yours, and no one, your journey is unique to yours.
Yeah,
And it is
right,
some things that only you and God can work out.
right. Absolutely, absolutely. We all have our different phraseology. I say it's going to the mat, that I go to the mat. It's like, okay, I'm there. I'm down on my knees. I'm down on the, I'm down on the ground. My head's down on the floor. It's like, okay, I I I I am here to just figure it out. Just help me figure it out.
Oh, I'm
And
so glad you said. I'm so sorry, but the what you just said, that is exactly what this divine wisdom card is about. That's literally what you just said. When you ask the questions, it will be answered. But you gotta understand that you gotta ask the questions. God cannot work with you unless you work with God. And sometimes you gotta ask the right questions. Ask the
ha,
right questions. You're
I
asking,
love it.
sometimes we're asking ourselves the wrong questions. We're trying to, or we're doing the wrong job. Your job is not to figure out how. Your only job is to figure out why. Why is this? What when you ask yourself why you do, like, why am I doing this? Oh, this bill is not paid. Why am I worried about it if I know I'm abundant by birthright? Or why am I, being treated less than what I deserve? Why?
Hmm.
Not
Hmm.
not how, why?
Right, right. Exactly. So, do you help people if they are like, oh man, I gotta have some Jade. I gotta work with Jade. Are you working with people?
Oh, somebody called me the other day, didn't know who they were, and I'm working with her now. Don't know who she is. Don't know
Okay.
my and I do it because it's a calling. Like, it is truly a calling. I do things for people that I will never say, like, and I get blessed accordingly, but I make sure I ask God for what I want monetarily wise. I don't, whether, and I'm going to get paid from people, like my tarot readings I do charge. But if a person comes to me and they need help and God tell me to pull cards, I don't necessarily ask for money. But I'm not going to say that money isn't important to me. It's just not the forefront of what I do, because I know that my money comes from a universal energy that has nothing to do with, you know, me expecting someone to give me something. But I absolutely, if God tell me in a drop of a hat, this person needs you, I'm dropping everything and I'm giving them 110% of my time, like they gave me $1 million.
Okay. So, because I have a feeling I haven't been, and I want to apologize to everybody that I haven't pulled everybody's information or comments up today because um, or we would be going on for 3 hours, which I'm fine with. But it's like I
Yeah, I
wanted
can't
to.
see everything. Like, it's some
Yeah,
things that
but
flash.
you'll want to get in here afterwards because
Okay.
there's so many amazing comments. We've had 148 comments already
Wow, I
through
may
this.
have seen maybe 10 or 15. That's
Yeah,
that's
I haven't
amazing.
been pulling many of them up because it would be obnoxious because of the way I have to
Right,
work
right,
cameras
right.
and everything like this. It would be
That's
like, okay,
beautiful.
I feel like I'm on a roller coaster, and so um, you're definitely uh, putting your name in the ring for the second season of the next Impactor, right?
Man, it's mine. I am telling you. It is mine. You better bring it, because I'm coming with all the universe, because my message is powerful. Like, I'm telling people, hey, you and me, we win. We win. I am
Uh-huh.
the voice of the we, for real, because I know the connectedness that I share with everybody intimately through God. And as long
Hmm.
as, and everybody that's watching right now, I love them because they are a part of me. And I know
Hmm.
that.
Hmm.
I
Right.
truly know that, and I don't care what color you are. If you was over there a purple woman, I would still be like the movie Avatar.
Oh yeah.
I love that movie. Why?
Oh
And
yeah.
and
Well,
that's
they
how
live
I
in
think.
trees.
Love that movie. But the truth of it is, I love how they made them look like they wasn't the same species, but we were
Right.
all connected, and that's how I feel about every single thing. Like, even out here, it was this bug. I've never seen a bug look like this. He crawled on me. Now I just let him be, because when you have that type of energy, the universe responds to that. So I'm going in with the next impact. I hope they are ready. I'm competitive, but in such a
Oh my
good
goodness,
way.
we're seeing it. Okay, yes.
Thank
Rayanne's
you, Rayanne.
Lauren Harris. She is going to make this
I
season
am, because I am actually
amazing.
really
I
fun
love
too.
it.
I'm fun. I love to laugh and dance, but then I'm really serious. Like, I have different personalities. I had to be okay with my different personalities. Like, I'm from Chicago. I'm from the what they call the hood, the ghetto. That's a part of my personality. I also married a white Marine who was just on the news the other day for getting a house for free. He was one of the veterans that won a house. I know what it's like to be with somebody with PTSD. I know what it's like to experience racial issues. I have a mixed daughter. I had a mother that was on drugs. I had you know what I mean? Like, I am a concoction of different lives. And I embrace all of it. I'm no longer ashamed.
And I'm so glad you're not, because you are a gift to this world. You
Thank
truly are.
you.
You are.
Thank you.
I am honored that you're here with us today, and I'm honored that you are now among the service heroes.
Yes, thank
You've
you.
actually been given day number 317. So as we start to close, Jade, what pearls of wisdom would you like to leave everybody with?
Okay. From This is the big theme from these two parts. Please understand that if anyone is going through any, first of all, abundance has absolutely nothing to do with just money. It just doesn't. Abundance comes from just joy, happiness, positive energy. And when you are in the spirit and you're so positive, so joyful, money also comes along with that, because money loves positive people. If money loves people, that loves it. You, in order to have a financially abundant life, love money in a correct way. Never be a slave to money, because when you become a slave to money, it is a terrible master.
Right.
It is a terrible master. Understand that is a tool that the universe uses to show you what you believe that you are worth. Get in there and change your belief system to abundance of all forms. Be open to abundance of life. Go outside and walk while we have this beautiful weather still. Please put your feet in the grass and ground and get this healing energy from life, and understand that you have an abundance of wisdom inside of yourself if you choose to go inside of yourself and listen to the silent whispers. The whispers, when you silent your mind, you will be able to hear it more clearly. Everybody can do it. I am no more special than you are. I just have a different purpose. But I have exactly what you have, and you. I am no different. I just chose a different path so that I can be a light and to show people who we all are in this dimension here. And I love you guys. Love you so much.
Oh, I love you, and I know that and I'm speaking for everybody too, because we've had a lot of hearts going on. We've had a lot of love being shared, a lot of real fun. There's been some really cute comments too. I've seen them, guys, and she will too. You know, uh, I want everybody to be acknowledged that you have been welcomed to be with us, and I am sure you have been well fed as much as I have been. So as we close day number 317 of 365 days of awesome,
Yes.
celebrate success through service. Jade Phoenix, you are truly a light worker.
Thank
You
you.
are truly a spiritual alchemist. You
Thank
are
you.
truly a gift to us all. And
Thank
today,
you.
you have been sharing those gifts with each and every one of us. And I have a feeling that many of you are saying, yeah, she said that for me. And another is probably saying, yeah, no, it was for me.
Thank
And
you.
and 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 on and on. Because you know what, in truth, I do believe we all had a message in what you just shared. I know I certainly did. And so many here are sharing the same kind of words.
Thank
So
you so much for having me.
thank you. Thank you for being here. You are amazing. And I'll
You
have to
are.
have you back on again.
And I am always willing to come to your show. You are amazing, and I love you. Thank you so much for just inspiring us all. You are such a light as well, and thank you all out there for all that you do in this world and for being here and giving us your time. Time is everything. Time is everything. The fact that you took the time to be with us today, thank you. We are grateful and we love you for that.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, go out there and make it an amazing evening, and we will
Yes.
see everybody tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.